there. We had some issues.
Are you back on? Is that a new one?
Yeah. Okay. That should be able to keep it right there.
I gotta get back in.
That's what she said.
Oh, gross. See, I didn't get alerted for this one. Bunch of horse wallop.
It is a bunch of horse wallop. Who said that? Just you?
No, Andrew.
I was wondering if you knew about horse wallop.
Why wouldn't I?
Because you never watched Super Divorce.
I do watch, I'm watching it right now.
You're participating.
I watch it when I'm not participating. You always do it when I go to sleep, where we have a parenting style and such. We take turns to do certain things, and usually I lay down with the baby so that you can do your live stream. And usually because of that, I can't watch the video. Sometimes I try to, but it makes him all squirrely. He gets all pissed off when I got a video going. Phew. What's the story of horse swallow, Andrew said?
What's the story of it?
He told you to tell me.
The story of horse wallop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know horses?
Yes.
Well, the man that horses were named after, John Horse.
Why is it just everybody's name with the last name of the thing you're talking about?
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Go ahead. It's just John Horse. He invented the horse?
He didn't invent it, they were just named after him.
Oh, why were they named after him?
Because no one had ever seen one before. And this crazy guy went out to the woods and he came back to the village on this big weird thing. And people were like, what the hell what are you riding around on? And he says, I don't know, I just found this thing. Like,
Is it Norm MacDonald in the town again?
Why do you think it's Norm MacDonald?
In the town, telling the story.
Telling the story?
No, asking him what he's riding around on.
Oh. No, it's not
The
Norm.
villagers always Norm MacDonald in all of your stories for some reason.
Why do you think it's Norm MacDonald?
That's
It's
just
not
who
Norm
it sounds
MacDonald.
like.
So they said, what the hell are you riding around on? And he's like, I don't know. I just found this thing in the woods. It's crazy, isn't it? And they're like, not as crazy as you. And then he rode around some more and it bucked him off and then it ran away. And he's like, God, you know how fast that thing goes? And they're like, I don't know how fast. And he said, oh, probably 25, 30 miles an hour. And so everyone, after they heard how fast it went, they're like, we're going to have to go out and try and find another one of those because that could really improve how fast we're able to get from here to there for, all the sorts of things we need to do. So they took off to the woods and they started looking around and they couldn't find it. And one of the guys was like, damn it, where's John? And he was back at his house, and little did they know that he had trained this animal, this beast that they were looking for. He had trained it actually to just buck him off and then run right back over to his house and wait for him. And so it was waiting there. And these guys looked day and night for weeks. And the whole time he was just back in the village riding this beast around, doing tricks and shows for people. And it was a wallop. They couldn't believe it when they got back to see what had happened. And he had become rich in the time they were gone. And that was no 1, 2, that was no easy task back then. You might remember from history books, 1, 2, 3. You might remember from history books that if you got rich back in the times of John Horse, then you were really doing something amazing. And so they got back to the village, and he had so much money. And they're like, that beast, how'd you track it down? And he said, I didn't track it down. I trained it when I was out in the woods. And like, what do you call that thing? And he's like, oh, I don't know. What do you think would be a good name for it? And like, well, you trained it, so we might as well call it, name it after you. Let's call it a horse. And he said, okay, that sounds good. And then everyone was very cordial to him for that meeting. But then when they went back and dispersed and people went home that night, a lot of these guys were really upset. They felt like they'd been made fools of, and their wives were fawning over this guy because he was able to train this new animal that they were just going to call a horse. He was going to have his own animal named after him. And the resultant wallop that he had pulled on all of these guys, they didn't like it one bit. And they said that he performed all these stunts. It was a wallop, and it was a horse wallop. And that's how the name horse wallop came to be, in conjunction with the naming of the animal properly as the horse, after John Horse. And so that's another one that you can take to Christmas, tell your family about, take it to the local dealership. They might give you a discount.
They won't give you a discount for that.
They might. I've heard that if you tell that story at a ranch, not a ranch dressing, but if you go to a ranch where there are horses and you tell that story, that they will give you a free ride on a horse of your choosing.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
Just what I've heard. I'm not saying that that's actually going to happen. I've never tried it. When we were in Iceland, I should have asked the people putting on the horse show if we could get a horse wallop ride through the mountains.
You might have been able to. Maybe got a discount too.
Maybe both.
Maybe both.
Because that's not cheap.
No.
They take special care of their horses over there in Iceland.
Yes, it's true. Hey, Andrew. Stop being a bandit and get your ass in here. Is it alright if I let Andrew take over for me?
Sure.
I've got to work in the morning.
Whatever you need.
I need to rest.
We're just going to continue this Simon Belmont.
I'm surprised you're still awake after the day you had.
Oh no.
Did you mess one up?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
Too much horsing around?
Yeah, so I have to use this tool.
Too bad you don't have a set of tweezers.
I don't need tweezers. That wouldn't even help. This is
Use
good.
some tweezers.
Yeah.
Andrew! Get in here!
Maybe he doesn't want to stream, Jess.
Maybe he should. You know? He knows about horses too. You're like the most pixelated human right now. Your hands were pixels.
My hands are pixels.
Yeah, everything's pixels. Does this look like this on your phone?
No, it doesn't look like it on mine.
Look at on mine. Come here, Andrew. Look. Get over here, look.
It's not all pixelated.
Look.
It must be your connection.
Just come here.
It's a trick.
No, you're not on video.
It's a dirty old trick.
No, you can't. Look. Oh, it was a trick. Wait,
No.
oh, there it goes. See?
Yeah.
Pixels.
It happens all the time.
Wait, where are you going? You leaving?
What happened?
I'm going outside for a minute.
You're supposed to fill in for me.
I will.
Oh.
He might be done. Maybe he
No.
wants to be done.
No,
That's
he
okay.
wants to go be a chimney.
There's nobody in the dang chat anyway. I can monitor the chat remotely.
I'm just gonna talk like I did when I did my Belvedere, and there will be minimal interaction here. We have minimal interaction stream for now. Now I've got to figure out what happened.
Will you make sure you bring my phone up to me
There was this,
when you come up to bed?
that. Hold on, what happened now? This. Oh, I see. Now I understand. Yeah. Yeah, I'll bring. Wait, why do you. Yeah.
I'm going to bed, but you'll just need to bring my phone up to me when
Yeah.
you come up. I'm
Okay,
gonna go
no.
ahead and set my alarm on it so that I don't forget. So you'll just have to pardon me.
What?
I just have to set my alarm.
Well, now I can't do anything.
It'll just take me a second. We're almost done. Look, all done. Okay. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Love you.
Love you too. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. I don't know why this is so dark. It's not dark in this room. I've got a light shining directly on this thing. This is crazy. Absolutely nuts. Alright, whatever. I guess it'll be dark. Fine. Fine. Castlevania, dealing with the dark atmosphere. So, we need to use this one right here's. Put it right there. No wasted pieces. Okay, there. And then one of these just on the other side. Just about like that. There we go. Fantastic. And an orange one to start the next row. Just right here. Just like that. And then, wow, this goes a long way. How many is this? We gotta count. Let's count it up. Let's count. Whoop. Let's count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need to put in 10 in a row of these pieces right here. 10 in a row going right across, just like this. There's one. There's a 2. There's a 3. Yep. Hold on. Hold on, this is. What is it? Try to scoot it over a little bit. Scoot over some. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Six. 7. Look who's here.
It's me. Oh, it's Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's back.
Obi-Wan's back. Welcome back, Obi-Wan.
Now, it is me.
9. Almost there. And there. No.
Obi-Wan says, I don't like cricket. Nuh-uh. He doesn't like cricket, but you loved cricket.
Obi-Wan doesn't like cricket now?
Says, I don't like cricket.
What happened with cricket? Maybe he lost? Did his team lose, maybe? 1, 2, 3,
Oh.
4.
He says, I love it. He's pulling a joke.
Oh, you tricked everyone.
He's playing a practical joke.
Damn it. You pulled the wool right over the eyes and made fools of everyone here.
He says, aha. Got us. Yep, he got us.
Hey, is anyone hungry? Because I got egg all over my face. Did,
He says, I think that's a Bob Marley song.
what, egg all over my face?
I don't know. Or, I don't like cricket, nuh-uh, I love it, aha. Maybe that's the Bob Marley song.
I'd listen to that.
They have a big cricket community in Jamaica.
I feel like they might.
Jamaican cricket team.
They got a bobsled team.
I don't know if they still do. They did at one point, I know that.
After the movie Cool Runnings came out.
Well, yeah. Yul Brynner was on that team.
Was he?
Legendary actor Yul Brynner was on the original Jamaican bobsled team.
Was he in Cool Runnings too?
No, there was a guy who played him.
Oh.
I think he was dead. He died by the time the movie came out.
Oh.
He was in the original Westworld, the movie. He was the villain. I want to say he was in the Ten Commandments, and he played the Pharaoh, Ramses.
Huh. You know, I heard that he liked to go surfing too. There's a surfing guy.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know that Yul Brynner liked surfing.
You never heard the stories about him catching the Yule tide?
I want to delete your channel. What button do I push?
Just report us
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah. Well, that's the new thing now.
Yeah.
It's the
Just start reporting people if you don't like them. Who has time for that shit? I don't understand what.
who has time to be on Twitter 16 hours a day?
I don't know.
There's people who do.
I mean, why not do something creative? It's like I'm not really changing the world here, but at least I'm doing something constructive.
Well, they think they're changing the world. I think that's the thing.
By having channels deleted.
Well, yeah, that's the new freedom fighter thing to do.
Yeah.
That's like you're fighting Skynet basically. Obi-Wan says, yes, cricket is popular in Jamaica. The Caribbean play as a single nation called the West Indies. Okay, so yes, I have heard of that. I didn't know that they just were a collective known as the West Indies. Caribbean Premier League is the other league you might be able to follow. I was talking about following some cricket league. That way we have something to interact with. But I was wondering what cricket league I could really follow here in the U.S. It's not something that's easy to do here.
I feel like there has to be a cricket
Yeah, well, Obi-Wan was saying on the internet, but like I don't know if they air all the games or what. I really just need to pick a team and just follow that team
Yeah.
because I don't know how many games are in the regular season of cricket, but I imagine it's quite a bit. If one game can be 5 days long.
Is that really how long they can go?
Yeah, those test matches can go 5 days. The short matches, like a baseball game for us, I think are called T20. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Obi-Wan can tell us. And then there's like a 1 day game, and I just can't remember what the 1 day game. It's late. The test is the long one. I know that. That's the
I guess it's why they call it a test. It's like a test of wills.
well, yeah, can someone follow a cricket game for 5 days straight? But yeah, I think the short ones are T20. Obi-Wan will have to clarify. And then there's like a 1 day game. I think it just might be called a 1 day game. Actually, I don't know. That feels right.
I'm sure he'll correct you if you're wrong.
I'm waiting for him to. He's probably banging out a paragraph here. Tell me how stupid I am.
Learn your shit. Play
Yeah.
some Don Bradman.
Well, on a previous stream, Obi-Wan's like, it's not even that complex. It's like, well, the rules of the game aren't that complex, but all the terminology is. The terminology, there's all kinds of crazy terminology in the game. So, that's probably the hardest part to learn.
Terminology?
Yeah.
So would you say it's more or less complicated than football?
More. More. For sure, more.
I wonder if they've kept the same rule set for most of the time that it's been a sport that people like to play.
Well, that's what I was asking Obi-Wan earlier. What about the game has changed? And he said, really not that much has changed. The pitch or the field is about the same size, and they have, updated the equipment quite a bit.
I recall him saying that the old timers actually had it harder than the new guys. Like it's one of those sports where the dudes from back in the day might actually stand a chance against the guys playing now.
Well, I played the game in collared shirts, so imagine like a late '90s Mark McGuire batting in cricket. No, Obi-Wan told me about some video of this guy, and I watched it. This little like thick Afghanistani guy. He kind of had like the Cecil Fielder build, and was just cranking every single pitch or bowl. Okay, you're mostly ready to do the video. I got you to watch was from a T10 league, which seems to be becoming popular. Okay, so those are the short games though, right? T10 or why am I saying T20?
T10.
So IPL, BBL, and CPL are T20 leagues. Okay, T20 is a thing. Those are like the short games, like what we consider a regular baseball game, about 3 or 4 hours, I think.
Okay. Because people might want a game to watch that's less than 5 days long.
Well, I mean, it doesn't. It's not, 5 days like straight.
Yeah, well, I assume.
Just 120 hours. At the end, everybody's just chugging cappuccinos, trying to. But yeah, I don't know how long they play for the day. I imagine it's a certain amount of innings or overs, 50 probably.
Mhm.
Right, Obi-Wan? 50 overs. That's like the standard game length.
I wonder, was Obi-Wan actually playing competitively today?
I thought he was just watching exhibition.
Oh.
They say 90 per day for the test league. That's a lot of cricket playing.
Oh no. I made an error.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Is there like an intermission Obi-Wan where they like take lunch or something? If it's 90 per day, that's like from sun up to sundown. Get snacks, drink a beer. I don't know.
Oh crap. I've made a mistake.
Where? Point to it with a screwdriver.
Well, this should be right here. Everything's basically extended one too far in this direction over here, I believe. So, like it's just these two lines, thankfully.
Well, I don't think you're gonna peel them off and stick them back on.
Well,
That
I've
would
done
be a
it.
mistake.
I've done it before.
Alright.
So I don't
Obi-Wan
know.
says, I won't be playing competitively for another year, Nick.
Another year.
Yes, they have lunch and tea breaks. It's 6 hours of play per day, though. Okay. 6 hours. Figured it would have been longer than that.
Some baseball games can go that long.
Yeah, especially double headers.
Yeah. But baseball, there's like absolutely no time limit, so
Well, they don't have a time limit in cricket either, but they just play until it's like baseball where you go really quickly or really not quickly.
yeah.
I wish baseball had a time limit.
You get the 7th inning stretch. That's the only break you really get,
Yeah.
except for in between innings. But so that's scooted that one back. Now we can basically move this guy. So I'm gonna do this. Form a bit of surgery here.
I like a sport where they have a tea break. Just a bunch of macho men, professional athletes taking a break to drink tea.
Yeah. Do they all have to? I wonder if they get to choose their tea,
I'm sure they do.
or if it's just like,
Like a league tea.
yeah, you just get what you get.
I'm sure they have whatever their personal preference is.
When you're, do they do that for like kids too? Like how we'd always do snacks in Little League. It's like,
I'm pretty sure in like England and Australia, everybody drinks tea all the time, constantly.
well, I mean, I was just wondering if like the kids, they'd be like, all right, Timmy, next week you bring tea.
Yeah, I'm sure that. Yeah, I'm sure that that's a thing.
Okay. Trying to correct this. Like that. And then this to just move over as well.
Just got a search tab on here of who invented physics.
Well, everyone knows who that was.
Alfred F. Physics.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
I like how she had to Google it. Who invented physics? Like there's one guy. She was like,
There we go.
no, Obi-Wan says T20, T10 are one-dayers and 1 innings each. Tests are 2 innings each over the 5 days. There's not a lot of actual tea drunk at tea time. What? Everything's a lie.
What? So just call it tea time?
Well, I'm sure
Tea
it's
break?
it's probably more for the fans than the players, but. Well, actually, the fans are probably drinking beer. I don't know, maybe somebody drinks tea there.
That'd be weak. Imagine going to an NFL game and just going up for a nice tea. No, it's a different culture, I get it. Maybe if there's-
Damn it.
Do they have alcoholic tea? Now, that'd be something.
You know, like Mike's Hard or Twisted Tea or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know. I feel like they have, do you have alcoholic tea? Obi-Wan, we got alcoholic tea over here, but we can put alcohol in anything. We got alcoholic meat.
Did you see the fake? It was like a fake ad going around for Monster Energy ham.
No. I'd eat it.
It looked real. It was pretty convincing.
I'd eat it.
Just ham that tastes like Monster Energy drink. Shitload of caffeine.
I guess a good question for Obi-Wan would be, what's the tea of choice in Australia?
Yeah, the most revered.
Yeah.
Tea
I'm
everyone likes.
assuming it would be a black tea, but I drink quite a bit of Earl Grey and English breakfast. I don't know that I've ever had Australian tea.
How about a vanilla rooibos?
No, I'm not. I'm not a big flavored tea guy. Says he likes Dilmah.
Do they drink like celestial seasonings herbal tea?
How about herbal teas? You got some herbal teas and white teas over there? I feel like that would just be an insult.
Is herbal
Constant comment. I like Darjeeling quite a bit, but yeah, I imagine in Australia they get a lot of that Southeast Asian and Indian stuff. Doubt whether we grow any. Yeah, probably not. I think that's mostly, subcontinent stuff, India and Southeast Asia. I think we do grow some in Hawaii, but I mean that's
okay?
and South America I think grows some as well. But I know most of everybody's tea comes from the sort of Asian subcontinent. But you're real close, so I feel like you guys get a pretty big selection of teas to drink. But I didn't know if the English culture overrode the whatever exposure. Is there a national tea in Australia that everybody seems to gravitate towards?
4, 5, 6. 6 of these. Keeping it going here.
Getting awful close to snake there.
Well, I mapped it out just so.
Ah,
I counted all of the squares to make sure that I'd have enough space. So,
not gonna put the whip in there.
no room for it. Barely had enough room as is. So it have to be a whipless Simon Belmont. His phallic symbol stolen away from him,
Good.
rendered less toxic.
Yes. Slice the member off. Main Australian brand that comes to mind is Tetley's. Yeah, we have Tetley's over here as well. I just didn't know if there was like I know in England they drink a lot of Earl Grey. I didn't know if there was like an Australian type of tea outside of a brand that was more common than another. I figured it'd be a black tea though. Over here we don't have like one particular type. I don't know. People drink a lot of flavored tea over here, and they do like sweet tea and iced tea. here, which is probably sacrilege to you guys.
Sweet tea?
Yeah.
You don't think they like sweet tea at all? I'm sure people put sweet.
No, I mean, yeah, they put sugar in it, but sweet tea is like Kool-Aid.
Southern sweet tea.
Yeah, southern sweet tea where you're like, ooh, that is sweet.
Do you like sweet tea?
I don't like it overly sweet. Like I went to Georgia a long, long time ago. The very first time I had sweet tea, and it was too much. Like you could, it's like there's the sweetness of sugar, and then the like if you just eat sugar, it has like the flavor as well. And they had like the flavor of sugar, and I was like, no, that's too much. It's not just sweet; it's just sugar flavor with like a tea background.
Yeah.
But just watching them make sweet tea, I mean, it's just a pornographic amount of sugar that they put in there.
There we go. Continuing on with the hand.
Obi-Wan says, I'm a coffee drinker mainly. You're a coffee drinker to me, but in Nick's opinion, you don't drink coffee at all, because you don't drink it his way.
Yeah, you drink fake coffee. You drink coffee flavored sugar water, basically. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what Obi-Wan likes. 1, 2. Until he learns to drink coffee the right way. I'd like to see a video where he learns how to drink coffee correctly. That'd be a good video
He
series.
says, flat white, question mark. you know Nick. He only drinks Folgers gas station coffee black inside of a styrofoam cup, leaching poison out of it. And then he goes, I'm a real connoisseur.
It's not about being a connoisseur.
Just so you know, Obi-Wan, just behind me, there is a pitcher of cold brew steeping right now. in his own house.
I don't know why. It shouldn't be. I didn't okay that. No one asked me about it.
I was consulted.
I've lost all control here. Clearly. How many now?
I guess that would be the good comparison.
What would?
Like, what does Obi-Wan think about, like, alterations to tea? Like, can somebody do anything to tea and it's still okay?
Or is there anything that people can do to tea to make it no longer tea?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, is it carte blanche? You can do anything to tea and it's fine? Or are there restrictions? That'll be the real test.
I feel like he has to have some standards. At least I hope he does.
I'm sure he does. He's called himself a coffee drinker mainly, but culturally there's still got to be a respect.
Yeah.
Oh, and Obi-Wan, do you eat Vegemite? I don't mean that as like a slur, but like, I've had Vegemite before and it's disgusting. Is it something that you have to like work your way up to?
Vegemite sandwich.
It's just like eating salt. It's just if you just licked salt.
Yeah.
It's so salty. It like makes one of your eyes squint. Like you're like. Whoa.
Enjoy a Vegemite sandwich while you.
Yeah. Well, in England they've got something called Marmite, which is basically the same. It's just brewers' yeast and salt, and just so much salt makes you want to vomit.
What's the point?
Everyone says you guys actually have an important historical event about tea. Tea isn't too revered here. Vegemite is okay. Well, we have a historical event of throwing tea away, so it's not culturally revered here. I'm surprised if you've got tea time. It's like built into the culture. In England, tea time is like some kind of magical. The whole world, the whole country comes to a screeching halt, so everyone can make their own He-Man tea.
Like what I've heard about Mexico and the siesta hour.
Yeah, everything just comes to a halt.
So everyone can go have a nap. That always just, I found that to be like the strangest thing.
I think it's a Spanish thing. They do it in Spain as well.
Just gonna go take a nap.
Just a midday nap. And they eat dinner like at around 9 or 10. I don't know. There's some researchers that say that's the better way to do it. But
Could be.
well, I mean, historically, as humans go, you have you sleep for a bit, wake up, do something,
Yeah.
sleep again. You'd be up and down all day. Tea time is an alternative term to dinner here, not over there. No. We have dinner and historically supper, but there are some people who are barbarians who still call dinner supper. And then you've got a supper club for fancy people who still adhere to a 4-meal-a-day structure.
Supper club.
Yeah.
So you don't like it when people say, "Come and have some supper."
Yeah, that's not what that is. It's like reverse brunch. It's between lunch and dinner. Dinner is the last meal of the day. Supper is one of those things where you come in from the field. It is the third meal, but dinner is the final meal.
And it's time to sup.
Yeah, it's like if you just called breakfast brunch all the time. You know, it's not right. You can call it that, but it's not right.
Coming along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It says we say afternoon tea. Huh.
Afternoon tea. For dinner time? You said it's
yes.
interchangeable?
Yeah. It doesn't necessarily involve tea. Well, this is just blowing my damn mind right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Why call it tea time then?
Well, I'm assuming that's a holdover from the English days.
Just
England.
and change it up.
Yeah, change it up. Start a movement.
Start the dinner movement.
It says instead of supper. Okay. So, as a placeholder, you've still got breakfast, lunch, dinner, but in place of supper, you have afternoon tea, which is sort of a snack type thing. A small meal.
Oh, it's in place of supper.
Yeah, it's instead of supper. So
I
okay,
was
I've got that over there as well. To sup upon. Ha 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 ha! It's time to sup.
Gives a new meaning to sup.
Sup.
You could be asking what's on for supper.
Yeah.
Sup.
That's not right. It says, okay, going to drive now.
Alright.
Need to get one of those Ripid V8 engines. I was under the impression everything in Australia had a monster V8 engine.
Is that how it works?
Well, I think that's how it used to work. They were very fond of their V8s for a long time. I don't know when that stopped, in the 80s.
I wonder if they have V8 juice.
The tomato juice.
Yeah.
I would assume so. I don't know. They probably have McDonald's or Macca's.
Macca's.
Yeah. You know how they are. Those Australians are always. We wouldn't have the word selfie if it wasn't for the Australians. They're always abbreviating everything. So McDonald's is just Macca's to them. They always have to shorten everything and make it cool and Aussie. Just doing impersonations of themselves.
Real proper fit.
Yeah.
They say that over there?
I don't know.
Obi-Wan, do you refer to things as proper fit? Sorry, you gotta drive. Let you get to your driving.
I don't know if him driving means he stopped watching or if he's just listening and can't type. Which is good because we're really bombarding him with a lot of things that he'll have to answer for if he's still listening now.
Maybe he's just drinking again.
That's it. I'm going to drive now. Nice bottle of beer.
I look forward to Obi-Wan drinking every time he's in his car now.
Do you think he'll take your challenge up and drink a whole cup of black coffee?
I'd like to see him do it. But I don't want him to chug it, I want him to try to enjoy a cup of black coffee.
I don't know if that's going to happen. Cold turkey.
Well, he can always work up to it. You know, I laid out exactly how that can be achieved so that coffee can be enjoyed properly. For the coffee heretics out there.
Well, people that can't drink black coffee, I just assume they're untrustworthy.
Well, to be fair, I feel like everyone who drinks black coffee at some point probably did not like black coffee. It's one of those things that I don't know if anyone loves it the first time they taste it. Kind of like beer.
Yeah.
First time you sip it, it's a different type of flavor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like when you try anything new. You're like, what is this flavor? You know, because you have nothing to compare it against.
So this orange creamsicle scheme that we have here. Getting real close to the end. Keeping it going. Do we have anyone else in here now, or is it just Obi-Wan?
Here's Obi-Wan. 3 total watching, but I think I'm on 2 of those.
Well. That's okay.
I'm ready to fall asleep. I got up at like 7 this morning. Obi-Wan says, entertain me.
Entertain me, please.
That's your name. More wine. More wine. How delightfully droll.
My goose was about cooked when we were at the hospital earlier.
Yeah. Ready to pass out?
Yeah.
It is a pretty boring time. Not a whole lot to do.
And I got up for Black Friday, so I've also been awake for,
A very long time.
yeah, it seems like many moons at this point.
What were you doing at the hospital? Just playing some phone games?
No, just like
Scrolling?
pacing.
Oh, pacing.
Yeah.
4 hours?
I tried to go out in the car and sleep for a little
Look at
bit.
that stupid son of a bitch over there.
Hey! Nope. Nope.
What? No, like he's looking back. I chase him away like 9 times a day.
Cats.
In case you're wondering, everyone, Nick's cats will get into anything and then just eat it.
Yeah.
And they will continue eating it until it's gone. They'll eat to the point where they will vomit and then try to keep eating it. Look at him.
Nope. Hey, what are you doing?
As soon as you look away from him, he's just like, let me just knock this thing over and.
Hold on, what's going on here?
Just blow it.
I did another. Hold on. I don't think it's anything too awful. Take that off. And then, what? Looks like perhaps this? Is that?
You have to lean it down a bit.
Oh, there we go. I'm trying to discern. Hold on, maybe I can just tip this up a little bit. This is good right here. Actually, I didn't need to take that one off, I don't think. I think what I really needed to do was remove what's happening. Goes like this. Yeah. Up. Over 3. 2.
You should have found pixel art that was on a grid. It'd make it easier for you.
Well, playing on hard mode. Maybe what I really need to do is I need to add in another one of these. That's what's going on. I believe this needs to be up. There we go. I thought I had one. Add one more right here. Just like that. There we go. And now this needs to come over 1. If I recall correctly.
What do you think it was like for the people who designed these sprites? They're like, no, not that one, not there. Go one more over.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, like, because when you're looking at them, you know, you're like, you look at the snake or something.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you decide exactly what you need in what spot? Just like, just kind of throw some shit in there until it looks all right. Doesn't seem too bad.
And then you gotta animate their walk cycles and all that jazz.
Yeah.
And sometimes the colors can change then as well.
Yeah. Certainly need to, just to some degree.
In a way, it's like really high art because you're just looking at a blob of squares and your brain is filling that in and saying that's a person or.
Very modern. Modern art.
Like modern fart. Yes.
Do you think there could be an art installation that's actually just farting? Like you walk in and smell different farts.
You just walk in a different room and smell a different fart.
Yeah.
That's like a Robert Mapplethorpe thing.
Try to figure out what the person was, not only what they ate, but how they were feeling when they farted, you know.
I think Robert Mapplethorpe was like the last real good outrage incident that I can remember that was like, okay, I can see that.
What was that?
Once it was like the mid-90s, and he, you know, it was a photographer and he did visual art as well, and he made a portrait of the Virgin Mary, and it was painted entirely out of his poop. And there were people who were absolutely enraged about it. And I was like, well, you know, like that's what art's supposed to do. It's supposed to provoke thought and feelings and whatnot. I mean, yes, I will say that if you're creating religious iconography out of your own feces, yes, you are. You're deliberately stepping on some toes there. But like, think about that. That was like a national debate where it was like, is this or is this not art? That now, that's pedestrian. Is poop art offensive? Yes, of course. You know what else is offensive? Breathing.
Yeah.
And whether or not men exist.
whether or not they should.
Yeah. Are they people?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know. Are you wording?
Are you wording? Are you being jejune? You think Obi-Wan's driving fast or slow? Think he follows all the traffic laws?
He probably follows them sometimes.
Think he, he gets on the highway, it opens up.
Yeah.
Really, I can't remember what kind of car he's got. I think we discussed it once.
I guess I'd have to see what their highways look like. I wonder if their cops hide.
I would think so. Yeah, I think their highways are kind of like our 48.
Yeah.
Not like interstate stuff. He said they all have names. Obi-Wan says, "I'm a good boy." I'm trying to remember what kind of car you have, Obi-Wan. I think he told us once, like an Audi or something like that, an import. I just pretend that every Australian person drives like a 70s Ford Falcon with a ripping V8 engine. And they all wear leather jackets.
A ripping V8.
Well, there's like an Australian V8 sound. And if you watch any Mad Max movie, that's the Australian, like really throaty, where like when you step on the gas, like a real, real ripping V8. I don't know what they do. I think they cam them out or something. But there's a distinctive Australian V8 note when you stomp on the gas.
So you might be disappointed by Obi-Wan's ride then.
I'm just gonna, whatever he says, if he clarifies what he drives, in my mind, it's a 70s Ford Falcon.
No matter what.
He says 2007 Toyota Orion V6. I'm not very into my cars. What he meant was a mid-70s Ford Falcon with a ripping Aussie V8.
Maybe he'll get one when his YouTube channel blows up.
Well, he says he's not very into my cars. So
Well, maybe he can look forward to getting into cars.
I don't even know what a Toyota Orion is. That's got to be a
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
outside of the U.S. only vehicle. Actually, I'm just going to say that it's a lie. That vehicle doesn't even exist. So you can keep your Holden motors and whatever else you guys got over there. Those aren't real. The only thing that's real is a mid-70s Ford Falcon with a monster V8 with a supercharger coming out of the hood. That's the only thing that Australia has. Like Cuba, remember like when Castro took over and like time stopped?
Yeah.
And, like they just have to maintain cars from the 1950s and 60s because it's all they have.
Yeah.
Because no one trades with them.
It's like that. They want it to be like Mad Max.
Yeah, just Mad Max.
Really mixing in a lot of colors here up towards the top. I'm going to go back and forth a bit. But we are getting there.
Obi-Wan says, just got home, my neighbor is washing his gold V8 Holden Butte out front. I told you Holdens aren't real. It's only Ford Falcons. But it is a V8, so that's fine. But you know what I'm talking about, Obi-Wan. That like really ripping, high rev count V8 sound that Australian cars seem to have. Said it's real annoying when he revs that thing at 6 in the morning to go to work. See, he knows. Or it's just like it's like they don't even have exhaust on them. They just.
It's got to be ripping.
Well, it's like like American V8's got like the roar.
Yeah.
When you punch it, it's got that roar to it. I'm sure they're just as loud, but for some reason the Australian ones have that. Just a ripping sound.
Obi-Wan's ripping rides.
Yeah. guess like that. This real annoying that he revs that at 6 in the morning to go to work. Like he's just sitting in the driveway and just. Except when I'm doing it right. It's like,
What does the guy do? What kind of bloke is he? Is he a good guy? Is he a helpful neighbor?
well, I mean, imagine he likes his vehicle, and I'm assuming a Ute is an SUV for us. That's what I would say. Guessing.
Do you ever borrow sugar from him, or?
Oh wait, I forgot. There's the 1970s Ford Falcon, and then there's like a mid-90s Toyota Hilux. Those are the two vehicles that exist in Australia. The Toyota Hilux is just filled with sheep in the back. It's just sheep and like double-barrel shotguns. And then anywhere else it's a Ford Falcon. So sorry, my mistake. I made a mistake.
I think this is the final orange piece. There we go. There we go. Okay.
Obi-Wan says he likes to warm it up for a minute before taking off. That's always a good call. This is the neighbor that lit a bonfire and forced us from our house that one time.
Okay.
Not a good neighbor. I was wondering if it was the same person.
Bonfire guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if you ever paid his fines.
Did he ever pay his fines, Obi-Wan?
He seems like the type of guy who probably just threw the fine away.
Or burned it in a bonfire in the street or whatever it was. Burning trash in his yard in the middle of the night. I'm just trying to think about, like, this house is old and on the draftier side.
Yeah.
What kind of fire would have to be happening outside to force you from your home here? And it's like, jeez. It's like, when he says bonfire, it's like, you see that thing from space.
I think the guy next door got the cops called for a fire
Yes,
recently.
several times. He's been burning trash out there like a dickhead.
Why would he burn trash? I just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the fire department showed up that one time when you were here, and there was
Yeah.
another time where I walked outside and it was just like someone was like burning like styrofoam coolers, just like this acrid chemical, just disgusting smell. And there was like a pole hanging across the parking lot. And I was like, God damn, what the fuck is going on? And I guess somebody called on him then, and I assumed he was at the end of his day because they left without rolling the hose out.
Yeah.
But on the other day, yeah, they pulled up and rolled the hose out. Obi-Wan says, I followed the council up about it. The fire was out by the time the Rangers got there. They left a notice on his door, but no fine.
No.
Well, they had to see a big burn pit. And it had to be like smoldering or something. Some kind of evidence. Unless they have to, the council has to catch him or something, I don't know.
Maybe he covered the whole thing with dirt.
Just some kind of bonfire bandit.
Yeah.
Sneaks around, lights trash fires, and then he's got the scanner radio. When he picks up the call out to the Rangers, he just pulls a bobcat out, just dumps soil all over the top, and then runs inside and he falls asleep.
It needs to go out one bit further here. I thought something looked off there. Almost.
Obi-Wan says, I know I vented my frustration at them. They definitely could so and investigated more thoroughly.
Well, Hopefully he gets caught next time.
Autocorrect boned him on the last one. Yeah, you should just like keep like buy a really big fire extinguisher and then just run over there and blast it.
Take video.
Or yeah, take a video or pictures. Or set up a bunch of really big industrial fans outside your house to blow all the smoke back in his place.
Well, here we go. It's done. I finished it. It's all done.
Looks like Simon Belmont to me.
How would you feel about Simon Pegg playing Simon Belmont?
I don't think he'd do a very good job.
No?
No. What about Simon Cowell playing Simon Belmont? Obi-Wan says, hopefully he doesn't do it again. Congratulations. Nice show tonight.
Hey, thank you.
He always likes it when we're doing boring shit.
I don't think this is boring. We shot the shit. Was this boring, Obi-Wan? Do you like
I'm
video?
sure it wasn't. Like, Recipe for Death was like 3 hours. And it was, maybe we made it entertaining, but it was boring subject matter.
Well, yes.
And when you think about, like, I'm going to sit down and watch a guy put down stickers for 2 hours, you don't think that's going to be really exciting.
But that's the type of shit people watch now. You know?
Maybe so. I don't know. I'm old. I don't know. Back in my day, you used to just get laid.
Back in your day, you didn't have a channel where people just opened up toys. And...
Yeah. You just drank beer and went and talked to girls. Now everybody's just watching sticker videos.
Yeah. Just start doing sticker videos every night. No more gaming.
Just stickers.
Just stickers.
I can say it was ASMR channel, but we're just two guys swearing at each other for 2 hours.
It won't even be like, I won't even do this type of stuff. I'll just get like a children's sticker book and just put them down on like the landscape scenes, you know, and make stories.
Be like the weird cutting open gummy snakes or whatever the fuck. That dude's fucking weird. I can't remember his name.
All right. Well, I did.
I probably wouldn't be here if I didn't have a girlfriend. See, he knows. Obi-Wan knows what's up.
Well,
That's how you get caught by sticker videos.
I got a few Black Friday pickups that are just sitting here. I picked up this. That was on sale half off.
Can't even see it. Oh, there it is.
See it now?
Yeah, it was just a delay.
Oh, okay. Got that half off. I picked up this. What'd you think of that?
The movie?
Have you seen it?
No.
It's got Obi-Wan.
I know. I saw a meme where like Winnie the Pooh was like standing up on a shelf and it said, "I have the high ground."
It might be cute. I'll check it out. It's a good family film. I got this because I thought it looked like fun. I plan on playing this on the channel. It looked
Forza, eh?
Yeah. Looks like a beautiful game.
Yeah, Forza's amazing. Is this the game you've never played one before?
I only ever played like the demos when I was working at GameStop. I've never owned a Forza before.
Yeah, the Horizon series I don't like as much, but yeah, it's the driving simulator to be had.
This one
will just stop watching. He's not a car guy.
Well, I'm not either.
Yeah, he's not going to watch your channel at all.
Maybe this will pull him in to the car world because it looks fantastic. Just the visuals made me want to play it. So I'll try that out soon. And I picked up. I got all these. These were on sale. Only $14.99 a piece for the 4Ks. With some sweet slip covers.
Oh, Obi-Wan says I'm fine with racing games. Okay.
Okay. Gonna have to review all
Please
the.
look forward to sequential Rambo.
Yep. We'll have to do that. Have to do all the Rocky movies too.
What's the second one called? Okay.
First Blood Part 2.
Okay, good. I thought it said what was like Rambo 2. I was like, what the fuck's going on over here?
Yeah. And then the third one's just Rambo 3.
Yeah. Well, I'm making a new one.
Yeah. Where he's like a cowboy.
Yeah.
I never saw the last one. I mean, it was. People were all talking about it because of how violent it was supposed to be.
It was a very violent movie. Graphically violent.
Said it was more like a grindhouse film almost.
I don't know if it's that far, but it was very graphic violence. But yeah, we can do some insightful commentary on the Rambo series.
I look forward to it.
Well, just look at like the picture of him on the cover of the first one versus the third. Little Stallone metamorphosis here.
Yeah.
Just
Just a bit different.
yeah, just a little bit, you know.
See him on the back at all. You gonna?
Everyone says, "Hey, who will win? In Rambo or in racing game?" Like if we're, I don't think Nick intends for us to play head to head in the racing game. But I guess we could.
Does it have
Oh yeah.
local co-op?
Should.
Local
Split
multiplayer?
screen. All the previous ones I played have.
No, only Xbox Live co-op multiplayer,
Of course.
but Xbox single player, just like
Three
everything.
chats above this one. Oh, who will win the first cricket game between you when it arrives? Oh, so I totally missed that one. Sorry, everyone. I don't know. I'm gonna say me.
I wouldn't be surprised because I feel like I know absolutely nothing about cricket, so I don't anticipate doing very well.
I think they've got a lot of those gauges where you have to hit the button at the right time. I feel like I could be better at that.
I'm not bad at that, so
But I might be able to use my insider cricket knowledge of just the cricket 101 versus don't know anything about cricket to wrangle the victory out. When's that supposed to arrive? Shipped it yet?
yeah, he shipped it. It should be here soon. So I'll do an unboxing for it, and then we'll play it. All right. Well, I think I'm about ready for bed.
I've been ready.
All right. Well, Obi-Wan, thanks for hanging out. Glad you got to go out and play a little. Well, go and enjoy the cricket today. Hang out at the cricket park. Drink beer in your car.
Yeah.
Seemed like
Not a bad game.
No.
Not a bad day at all.
So we'll be back tomorrow, and perhaps your package will arrive with the mail tomorrow. We'll see.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
All right, everyone, take real good care, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night.